Hello and welcome to another episode of Did You Hear Me? I'm Sleezy, here on the mic again with a room full of mangevity. There he is, the sheriff has introduced himself.
That's it, mangevity.
Yeah,
Love it.
We got PackMan.
Hello. That moan, Sheriff, I don't know about
The knees
that.
are already weak.
And our special guest tonight, very honored to introduce. You've heard him mentioned on the show many a times, and can't tell you which direction he came from because that's a secret too, but it's Secret Beverage Tilley here to join us tonight.
A man of many talents.
Yeah.
If it's an honor for you, it's an honor for me.
It's an honor.
Right.
We're glad to have you here. Lot to get to, but you know, in honor of our guest, our drink of the week's a little different this week. Tell us about it, PackMan. Put you right on the spot.
Oh, I can't tell you about it. It is quite the secret. It's the secret beverage of the week. So
Secret beverage.
we're not
man.
disclosing.
Can't even disclose if we all have the same beverage.
That's right.
It's a secret all the way, but Pack, here you go, Pack.
Thank you. I'll grab this one.
We're gonna go ahead
Since it's a secret, I don't know what it
That's
is.
Pop our
I'm
secret.
not going to shake mine.
Yeah, I'd already started.
Shout out to the wine weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Good time. So what are we on? Episode
Watermelon Red Bull.
This is episode number 18.
barely legal. Barely legal
Gives you
episode.
wings.
Here we are.
Cheers to
Cheers,
giving you
everybody.
wings.
Cheers, everybody. Let me get a good sip there.
Tastes like secrets.
Secret.
A lot of operational security over here.
Yeah. The sheriff and Secret Beverage Tilley have theirs extra secret in cups, so
He's
could be water, could be fire water. I don't know. We'll never know.
could be.
And
Could be.
that's the origin of Secret Beverage Tilley's name. I'll go ahead and talk about that for a second. He'll show up to all kind of functions. He may come on one wheel. He may come on two wheels. True story.
Yeah.
And always has a beverage. You never know what it is.
May fly in.
He could. He could fly in. He could be there virtually. Never know.
With,
Never know.
with some goggles on.
Sorry.
Very impressive, by the way.
I have thought before that, softball's just down the street from me, and I've been like, if I can't make the game, I wonder if I can see it from the drone.
Oh,
Can I fly
that's
that from my house?
That's a good point.
I will say this, there's always water in whatever I'm drinking.
There you go. Fair
I'll
enough.
say that.
Stay
There
hydrated.
is always water in it, so
It's a true statement.
that is not the secret.
You let that part out. So that's good. But yeah, he's always sipping on something, and
Could be the devil's water.
I always like to guess, and he never tells me if I'm right. He just gives me a
He's
stone cold stare
Yeah, don't know.
with that illustrious mustache, the mustache, and you never know. So
What did a young tenderoni on the Pro Bowl called it the lip sweater.
oh, that's a good name for you. You have any nicknames for your mustache there, Secret Beverage Tilley?
Do not.
Okay, you
Just,
need to come up with
a
one.
mustache. I've been working on it for about 3 years now. It's
Yeah.
finally coming in.
Yeah,
Now, what made you decide to grow the mustache? That's quite a bold statement.
So some of you may have seen me in my mullet stage.
Yeah,
And,
there was some controversy at the place of employment. Yes.
There was from time to time.
Yeah.
Ride the kayak guy was not a big fan of it.
You can have one now.
Hey,
And a man
However,
bun.
well, the mullet, I don't disagree that it's not the most professional thing in the world to have in our profession. However, I really enjoyed having it. I thought it looked pretty cool. And you take the mustache, you put that on top of it, and man, I'm like ready to drive a car real fast somewhere around the track or
That's
something.
it.
yeah.
A guy that works with PackMan or just under PackMan does refer to me as Dale from time to time, and
I like it.
makes
The
me pretty happy.
Intimidator.
But I will say, Ride the Kayak guy. At one point, I did shave my mullet off, or cut it at least. And he spoke to me one time about the mustache. He said back when he started, everyone had a mustache, and if you had a mustache, you were somebody. So that made me,
There you go.
that
You're
made me
somebody.
feel good.
Yep,
That made
you're
me feel
somebody.
Thank you.
Did
Thank you,
was
Ryan.
was your mullet long enough to donate to kids kids with
Locks of love.
Locks of
or
love,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, that's gonna be.
Or
what?
did it?
It's gotta be 6 inches or 8 inches.
Did it
or
have the
something like
power to cure cancer?
Could have been a secret.
that. I don't know. I don't think people want me near their children with
Secret
this
mullet.
on the face nor a
Yeah,
mullet. So.
You bring up an interesting point there. The kid
All
with
he
the
needed,
mustache.
all he needed was the utility man.
I hear that quite often, but I mean, I assure you, your kids are safe. But yeah,
Hey, that's what the guy in the van says too.
Yeah, that's it.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
That's it. He's got
I'll leave it there.
a
Though.
life supply of popsicles in that thing. The tenderoni was Laura Rutledge, not to change the subject.
Oh, okay, on the Pro Bowl.
Beautiful
So is that?
tenderoni, lip sweater.
You're gonna have to forgive me because I care as much about the Pro Bowl as I care about.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I cared about her.
Okay,
And that was
well,
it.
but was it? I saw some clips. Was it straight flag football?
Multiple events, but the highest points you could accrue was on the flag football.
Well, I'll give them some props for at least eliminating the Pro Bowl game because that was unwatchable. From the clips I've seen on social media, it looked like they were having a good time. This is basically the NFL All-Star game for those that don't know. It's in between the Super Bowl, which is played next week, and the previous round that decided who went to the Super Bowl.
It was
So they
it
have a
was
big
fine.
weekend. I think the biggest thing the players worry about, they get bonuses for getting selected to the Pro Bowl. That's what they care about.
There was some cool stuff with the how many footballs can you catch at one time,
I saw a clip of that.
and
Because the one guy caught 5, right?
and
It's
the
pretty impressive. I'll give
and
him
the
props.
flag football's on a half a field, so you get basically 2 opportunities for first downs, and everything they kept it moving at a quick pace. There was like 55,000 people there for the flag football, so they achieved their goal. It looks like
Not in Hawaii anymore.
Camping World is where it was.
Yeah, so think about that. You get selected to be the best in your profession, and you get a trip to Orlando.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Sure.
It used to be in Hawaii
Right.
every year.
I should have explained
No
that
more.
better. Camping World Stadium was where the main events were
Right.
yesterday.
But
it
it's
was
Orlando,
a whole
right?
weekend.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool for a player. Clearly, I'm not a Pro Bowl player, but they got there on Thursday, and then there was a whole weekend of festivities.
Right. No, I mean, I think the different idea of doing it, because it's the one sport. So, like the baseball All-Star game and the NBA All-Star game in the middle of their season. The football All-Star game, the Pro Bowl game, is like at the end. So it's a weird, and it's so physical. Football is so physical. You've been through this whole gauntlet the whole season. Do you really want to go out there and put pads on? That was always the jokes I've heard from people who went to the Pro Bowl when it was in Hawaii. Was like they had to go to practice, and like some of the coaches took it pretty serious because they didn't, they never want to lose, and they're in Hawaii
Yeah.
for a game that doesn't matter.
Right.
And so I don't know, some pretty good stories about people skipping out on practice and getting mad at those coaches.
Was this the same event where they had like a golf match and stuff like that?
I'm sure there's some golfing going on, but that wasn't part of
There
it.
was some talks about that I saw online, and it might have been a different event. But
There was
you
a
know,
tug of
yeah.
war.
who wants to
and-
tune in to watch football players play golf?
Yeah, I think you have to be a pure diehard to see your players go do different events. But I good on them for trying. That's all I was trying to get at. Because
Yeah, that would be that's a tough sport, and again, I think the hockey is the game play for the NHL All-Star game is kind of watered down. Now the beauty of
now that's one
ice
All-Star.
skating.
Yeah. So with those All-Star games, so the NBA All-Star game I never watched, but I always watched the 3-point contest.
The dunk contest. They've got the
And
best.
the dunk, the dunk has kind of waned over the years, but I always watched the 3-point contest.
Okay, well, let me answer this. Of all of the All-Star games or
Yeah.
Pro Bowls, what's your favorite, other than the big game itself, what's your favorite, I know you're going to say home run derby, but what's your favorite, singular event of all of them?
Yeah, well, I'm a baseball guy, so
Yeah.
that's, but other than that, we'll leave that out then. The 3-point contest is actually my favorite. What I was going to say is I will look up YouTube videos of the hockey skill competition, because those dudes, I don't know how they do it, but they'll hit the little targets. They'll put these little bullseyes up at different corners of the net, and they'll I don't know what you call it, flick the
Flick the
The
bean.
wrister. Oh, easy.
no, flick the puck.
Flick the bean, Bob.
A little pop, a little finger pop.
Yeah, yeah, but they'll do it at 100 miles an hour,
Yeah, you gotta do it at 100 mile an hour
and
sometimes.
it'll be at a crazy angle.
I believe the term you were looking for was a wrister. And they will do a backhand as well.
You know, I momentarily forgot. You
And a
are
reach
our
around.
hockey expert.
And the slap shot.
Slap shot.
The
Yeah.
slap shot challenge for velocity
Yeah.
is where I'm at. But hockey you can control. There is some speed of the game without getting hit.
Right.
I think they're all, to your point, all the other sporting events that have a all-star game or whatever it's called, you can control the physicality a little bit more. Because
Right.
even the NHL commissioner talked about how there used to be stage fighting and now they don't even do that anymore. They want it to be more genuine to the
Yeah.
fans, because it was, to me, similar to penalties in the no fun league. The fighting was kind of getting out of hand
Yeah.
in the NHL, and you could kind of see it was like, for lack of a better term, WWE, or you could start to tell it was staged.
Yeah.
Which might be a good segue into.
Yeah. This is not supposed to be a hockey episode, but how does hockey serve? Like, who watches hockey? The Northerners, I guess.
Wow, I never did.
I'm down
Yeah,
for it.
I have never watched a hockey game.
Playoff hockey is.
But I see the
It's
fans are very
fantastic.
rabid when I see the highlights and everything. But like those guys make a lot of money. I just don't know who watches it. Where's all the money come from?
To me, it's similar to golf. I hated golf till my dad said, "Hey, go play it."
Yeah.
Well, he said, "Get a lesson." Missed that one.
But my point is, I'm not hating on the sport. I
Right.
get the sport is like super skillful and all that. I just wonder where all because you understand where
Yes.
money comes from, the NFL and football and college football because of the TV deals and all that. Like I don't even know where to find a hockey game to watch.
I mean,
On TV.
Somebody's got to be watching it clearly. But I mean, the Canadians, the Russians.
The Canadians, they're sneaky.
All the cold weather
Northern,
people.
yeah. Don't sleep on the Canadians.
I didn't really watch it till I tried to skate, and then I was like, "Wow, these folks are incredible."
Yeah, that I will also second that. When I did the ice skating here in Athens at the Classic Cities, the only time I've ever done it, and yeah, I will second that. That's a skill because you can't just hop out there and do all the because you don't even know they're skating. The hockey people, hockey players. I sound really dumb about this, and I wish you'd move on because I'm not educated.
I can
enough.
contribute nothing to your hockey
They
conversation.
skate better than we walk.
And I
think
can't
that's
either,
what you're
except a
trying
bunch
to
of
say.
questions and observations. That's it.
No black guys in that sport.
There's a
So
couple.
There are black
I
guys.
say that.
Yeah.
I know there's at least one.
You heard it here.
One of my favorite players growing
Not
up
gonna
for the
bet.
Bruins, Anson Carter, was a man of many tendons, and PK Subban, who's an excellent commentator.
Subban, I do
now.
know that name. Yeah,
Both of the Subban brothers played,
yeah.
and I mean biological brothers as well.
cancel.
All right.
We're naming
I
all
was
the
waiting
black
for
hockey
him.
players on one hand.
Well, I don't. They are a minority, unlike the NFL. They
Correct.
are a minority in the NHL. I will stipulate.
Yeah.
The
Well,
stat guy arrests.
Since we're on the topic of race, when I was
My
younger,
favorite topic.
yeah, when I was younger, big baseball fan. You know, when I started getting older, I started hearing the complaints about the lack of African Americans in baseball, and I was like, "What are you talking about? There's black guys everywhere."
So those are Dominicans.
I know that
Yeah.
now. They're not
So,
black,
interesting,
but they're dark skinned.
Interesting stat. It wasn't this.
I mean, like optically.
It wasn't this past one. It might have been 2 World Series ago, but there was not one American-born like black person on
Yeah.
in the World Series at all. I found that interesting.
It is interesting.
You know that there are lots of people of color
Yes.
on baseball, but there are very few that are like USA-born African Americans. They're Dominicans and
Yes.
stuff like that.
And that's what I didn't realize
Yeah.
because, as a young child of the MLK dream, all I saw was a lot of different colored skin holding hands on the baseball field. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, back then when you were a kid, there was more. I feel like.
Yeah, there was like a dip because there was
Yeah.
like that 80s, early 90s, and then there was like a those people started.
Oh no!
It seemed like, and that was the problem that I read about, was that the inner city kids started gravitating towards
Basketball and football. Yep.
and so, and because of the equipment,
Yep.
and because it started travel ball was so big.
Yep.
It
It's
kind of
just not. It's
eliminated.
not accessible. And you know, growing up as we progress through generations, you know, not a lot of black kids have like I sat down with my grandpa and we'd watch baseball together. Not a lot of black kids now don't have like that person in their life that is. You're smirking. You were waiting for me to say they don't have a father, but I'm not going to say that.
I was seeing where this was going.
I was going to say they don't have that older person in their life that sits down and watches baseball.
Right.
So you know what I mean. It's just not.
Can we just call it a role model?
No, like a baseball, because I think even now, a lot of people, like it's an older generation like my dad and, you know, that generation that watches baseball, and there's fewer of us
Yes.
our age that watch baseball on a weekly basis, I would say. Because I don't watch it every night, but I do watch when it's on. I watch it 3 or 4 nights a week.
Well, if I ever actually,
And not the whole game either.
I actually talk about this with Doc Lolliday. If I ever started a like charity or foundation or whatever you want to call it, it would be bringing baseball to inner city kids. That's like, I don't know, that'd be kind of a cool thing.
I know
to
MLB has
be able
pumped
to
a
do.
lot of money into those programs. I forget the name of it. They've pumped a lot of money in that.
The
Yeah.
Urban Initiative. I'm dead serious.
I
That's what it's
got you.
called.
Okay.
I got you. Yeah, so
The
they pumped,
MLB Urban
yeah,
Initiative.
and they've pumped a lot of money into that.
I know that sounds like a sheriff joke, but
Yeah,
that
I
is
think
the
you're right.
initiative.
I think you're right. But I know they pump money because of they recognize the same problem that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
Secret Beverage is back far away
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
microphone.
He's regretting his decision.
I don't have much to say about baseball. I wasn't a baseball kid, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I didn't have teammates in baseball because I didn't play. So, but I was thinking for a second. I was a soccer kid, and I'm trying to think back. I need to go find
Foot fairy, they call him.
need to go find the photo that I took with my team and see what was the makeup of that team. Curious, I'm from South Georgia.
We got a naysayer
So-
over here beside you.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can't say. I'll get back with you on that.
Yeah, we need a report by next week.
I'll
Send it in.
I'll have to call my mom, see if she's got the photo still somewhere.
All right, so as a former soccer player, football, I also heard this theory that soccer has been such a. All right, so younger kids are playing soccer way more now, like it's a thing now.
It is the world's game.
When I was growing up, back in my day, when I was growing up, nobody played soccer. So when I say we, the United States was getting early exits out of the World Cup and not even making the World Cup sometime, I heard a guy with an interesting theory that was like, let's tell you how long ago it is, like the Allen Iversons of the world had been in another country where soccer was valued and they played soccer. Like, can you imagine a Allen Iverson type athlete who would played soccer from a kid growing up instead of basketball or football?
We'd have the best
Because we had the best athletes.
in the world.
USA.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know where he was going with that.
No, the United States.
Yeah,
come on.
the United States of America. I mean,
Just clarify, Barry.
we've got a lot. We've got a lot of resources, in our country, compared to a lot of other countries like that. And I think we have some of the best athletes in the world. We just focus on football.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I think we have multiple sports where we have some of the best athletes in the world, but those are still not our like go-to American sports.
Right.
So I think it depends on what you watch as a kid. So if it's not on TV, I don't remember there being probably a whole lot of soccer on TV outside of the World Cup. So I mean,
like we didn't have soccer leagues when I was. Yeah, in my rec department, we didn't have soccer leagues.
Yeah.
Back in the dark
But
ages.
you're a little younger than the gray beard here, so you're probably starting with your generation. It seemed like it started increasing in participation.
It's through the YMCA, so I mean, I guess they picked it up at some point.
Young man.
Shout out. A song of significant importance in this
That's
year.
right. So getting on the rest of your sports
I don't know
prowess
if anybody
there.
got that, but
Well, I just won't comment. On the Secret Beverage Tilley sport list, you're a disc golf guy.
Yes.
big disc golf guy, like been into it big time, right? As Rye, the kayak guy, would say, you got your own disc golf cart.
Yeah, so that actually helps me play better, right? And that was something I was going to actually ask you is when you and Rye, the kayak guy, leave so early from the brewery some nights, is that because you don't have one of those carts that hold your sandbags? Or
they get heavy. Let me fill everybody in because everybody's going to complain. I don't know what we're talking about.
Carts? Is this a beer cart?
So Secret Beverage.
It's a Secret Beverage cart. Excuse me.
Secret Beverage Tilley is disc golf. So it's frisbee golf for those that don't know the disc golf. And he's referring. There's a local establishment here that has they call it a putting course, a disc golf putting course.
So we go to this local establishment that has multiple things, restaurants, and places that serve secret beverages. But
we shouting it out?
We can.
Wire Park.
Wire Park
on Tuesday nights.
South Main Brewing. So they host a disc golf league there. It's a putting league. Something you do in the wintertime because, of course, the sun goes down so early that if you hit the course after 5 o'clock when you get off work, you don't have time to play a full round. If you play three holes. But ultimately, they decided, you know what, we'll find these indoor places and we will, drink beer and do putting leagues. Right. And sometimes it's made up. It's different courses, different things that it works. But one of the ways it works is similar to cornhole.
Yeah, so you can put that's why I'm there at the same time. So, Rye the kayak guy, and I play cornhole. And he's doing disc golf. Just filling everybody in. Go ahead there.
I made one appearance.
You did.
Yeah. So you can set up different things and things of that nature. But that was what I was asking. Is y'all left really early that one night, and I was really confused for a second. And then I think I put it all together and. I got to thinking, maybe if y'all got one of those carts, y'all would be able to stay a little bit longer.
And this cart holds your discs and other things?
Yeah, and it's made by Zuka Carts. And so it's the same
It's a company shout out.
It's a company that actually makes carts for cornhole.
Didn't know.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know. There was a guy there the other day that had one. So
really?
I'll have to point him out to you if we're ever there again. And I got Zuka Cart. Holds like 15 discs in it. And that's something we can get into here in a second. Yep. But and it helps you wheel it around the course. Most disc golf courses are anywhere from 9 to 27 holes. So
similar to a golf course.
Yeah. So
I might be jumping ahead.
Go ahead.
I just want to know about the yardage compared to a golf course.
So we do it in feet because it's not as long.
So it's not as long already.
It's not as long.
Cutting it in thirds.
But there are, par threes, par fours, par fives.
Right.
Of course, you take a stick and you hit a ball with it. If it's made to do that, it'll go pretty far if you do it right.
Right.
You throw it with your arm, you might not have as much leverage as that, that golf club does, so it doesn't quite go as far.
Right.
Things weigh a little bit more. But I did bring something for all of y'all to share. Take with your families. Y'all can rent them out to each other. I don't know what y'all want to do.
Whoa, man.
I brought some discs.
Got discs in here.
Man.
So
it's like a Grateful Dead t-shirt.
So these here are
sweet.
Those thicker ones are putters. That's a mid-range there.
All right, show me a putter because I don't know the difference.
So there are different discs for what? Like how far you are, like a driver or a putter or like a 9-iron.
Yeah, so just like golf is
interesting.
Very.
Yeah, different clubs for different lengths.
Different clubs for different things. Of course, like this is a Trespass from Dynamic Discs. It's a distance driver.
This is serious.
And they have different speeds and different glides.
Fade?
Turn and fade, yeah.
So you read these and you know what it means.
Yes. So I won't imagine that you nor the listeners will pick up on all this because I'll give you a quick quick synopsis of things.
Yeah.
Of course, the speed of the disc is based on the way that the rim is shaped. So the rim is like a wing, right? You got lift and drag. That's aeronautical physics, I guess you could say.
We should call this guy on there and tell him we got his disc.
Yeah. So some of these have my name on them. Some of them have another person's name on them. They're found discs or whatever. Yeah, I mean, some would say once something's been sober long enough, I don't know if it still counts as
abandoned property. Shout out Nathaniel Blue.
I will say that guy's been called. He has not answered because his phone number's on there as well.
How to have a high integrity there.
But ultimately, you got these stats on these discs. And what's crazy about it is, most people think you just throw a frisbee and it goes wherever you throw it, unless you throw it bad, and then your friend has to go run and go get it. Well, these you're throwing for a target, which is a basket, It's got chains in it. It's got a basket at the bottom.
Right.
Your goal is to get it into there within so many throws, right?
Right.
That's your par, all that. So most holes you're talking anywhere from 230 feet to there's 1,000-foot holes.
Okay.
So of course 3 to 5 for the pars. So you're doing those. Well, you might start off if you're throwing a 1,000-foot hole. You're going to start off with your distance driver because you can. If you have good form, you're going to throw it the furthest. Now the crazy thing about it is there's overstable, understable disc, and stable disc. So what that means is that if you throw it and you throw a backhand, because there's also a forehand, kind of like tennis.
Does one go? Is it personal preference?
It depends on what you need to throw and what you can do, right?
It's way more involved.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I just
I knew when you said, "Hey, we could talk about disc golf."
Yeah.
That you had no idea what you were getting into.
I didn't.
But
I had no idea.
That's
He
okay.
had us begged.
So for anyone that's interested, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. Just search them about disc golf, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. But ultimately, based off the angle that you throw the disc, changes things a lot. How hard you throw the disc changes things a lot. Like if you rip,
So you can have a slice and a.
If you rip this disc.
Whoa! Don't give the secret away.
No, I'm speaking in code as usual.
If you rip this disc, it might turn over, which means it's going to fly backhand to the right. If you don't put enough on it, I promise you, it's just going to go like this, down to the left. Now, if you throw a forehand, it's going to be the opposite. If you rip it, it might turn over to the left, and it'll, if you throw it, sissy, it'll go back to the right.
Thank you for editing.
But ultimately, there's there's a lot of science behind it, and there's a lot of technique, and it's pretty crazy. What this sport is, and that's something that I was going to mention too, is there's big guys in this sport. There's people that make millions of dollars, $7 million contracts with these disc golf companies to throw their plastic. And that was like some of the stuff I had soccer back in the day. You might have didn't know about soccer because it wasn't on TV. Disc golf's not really on TV, except for CBS has picked them up this next season.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. It's a sport I like to play.
When's like disc golf season? Like when would that be on TV? Like what's the season? Spring, fall?
It's just starting up now, pretty much. We're about to get. They have
the longer days. That's kind of what it coincides with.
So they have a tour. The tour gets started, of course, like probably either like West Coast, Vegas, or Florida, and they start working their way towards the middle of the country and north of the country as it warms up.
Okay.
As the days get longer. But there's a whole tour, and
so these discs are like some of them be pretty expensive, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
So I didn't bring any expensive ones.
We're not
that special.
These are y'all's to play with or whatever. Take your family out.
I'm gonna try it.
You can have them.
So not knowing anything about the three of us, who do you think would win a round of disc golf between?
I was going to offer this as well. I was going to say, in the next couple weeks, we should probably set up a time, and we should go to Herman C. just down the road in Watkinsville, and or Oklahoma County. And
they have a course. Where's that at Veterans Park?
No, it's Herman C. I don't know.
No,
I think that's
you're completely wrong. Sorry, gotcha.
Check with the stat guy.
Is that what it is?
I have no idea. We'll look it up. Maybe stat guy's looking it up.
But they got a fairly easy 18-hole course there. Riley Kite guy's been wanting to play some as well, and I've been letting him down.
He's been. I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out here. He's been, when he saw the little putting course, he started kind of feeling himself. He's a great frisbee thrower. And I said, these are discs.
That is true. They are discs. But if you want to call them frisbees, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Herman C. Michael Park in Bishop, Georgia. 22 minutes.
Gotcha, Bishop.
From the Boom Boom Room.
I'm down. Let's do it. I'm excited.
I say let's schedule it, and maybe we could even record a hole or two, and maybe do like we did with CNN. And
I heard.
That's awesome.
I have heard that the disc golf community is
fixed.
A lot of secret smokes going on out there on the course.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
It's 420 friendly.
I thought about that the other day because I wanted to give you a percentage of what anecdotally
that you've ran into.
That I've ran into. I would say, on Sundays we go play at Sandy Creek Park.
Okay.
And it's a doubles league, and of the 15 to 20 people that show up there, maybe 25% will.
That's low for today's
day. But that's
the devil's lettuce.
What about the edibles though? There are.
I have no idea. I don't think a lot of people eat out there. But
secret
but here, you know, I mean, we are in Athens, guys.
Yeah.
It's a new age here, so
It's a renaissance.
yeah, that is true. I think over the years has been known as like a hippie sport, some would say,
Yeah.
and you know that's going to come along with it. But I will say too, is it's entered.
That's the same thing with golf.
Maybe that's why.
Let's
Maybe
don't give them a pass.
It's entered the pro realm, you know. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of straight laced folks out there that are just trying to make some money
Well,
and
yeah.
do what they like to do.
starting to see why the kayak guy likes the sport so much. Oh, the direct
He
correlation.
is into the crunchy side of things.
That's why we need to go to Coney County so no one can actually
Yeah.
do anything about it.
He knows it's a plant.
Well, I would obviously think if you're doing this, you know, not professionally, but seriously, if you're
Need a secret.
if you're toking on some
Pass a secret over to the man.
toking on some special broccoli, or you're chewing on them things, and you start seeing psychedelic deer out there running around.
Oh man, urban dude, or
Urban
maybe
dude.
suburban
They're
dude.
unafraid.
Out there with their eyes spinning at you. I don't think you're going to be in top physical form.
Yeah, old Roger Rabbit's chasing you around. The bar three.
So,
I'm excited to do this. Like I'm really like stoked to throw some
stoked?
discs.
He's using the word.
I'm
That's
trying.
good.
I'm trying to get in the mindset already.
I can
Stoked.
see the rolling papers falling out of his pocket.
You're going to be out there just baking these
Don't
things.
get profiled, Pat.
Oh man, yeah.
No, it's if you haven't been out to Wire Park, for those of you that are local,
It's a very Caucasian game
on Tuesday
too,
nights,
so you're okay.
it's a really interesting thing to see the putting, or
That is true.
Am I doing?
I know it
Am
is.
I on a dress code? Is there a dress code?
There is a dress code.
Yeah, of course.
no baggy
You have
shorts.
to wear a shirt.
Belts.
That's what it is.
You have to wear a shirt?
You have to wear a shirt.
Stringent.
I think you
But
have to wear something covering your feet as well, or your shoes or something.
you can't wear sandals?
I think you can wear sandals.
Okay.
I think it just has to
About
be.
to say, right?
Can't be
guys
barefoot.
out.
No shirt, no shoes, no service kind of deal.
Yeah, I
Right?
can't.
You definitely have to wear a shirt though.
I'm gonna get corrected about
You
a
don't care
secret
about
beverage here, but there's a clip
My
floating
kind of
around of when I say walk off, there's a sinking of a
Yeah.
putt, I guess you would
That's
say.
a game winner.
Yeah.
That was a walk off, not for that specific, that for the whole tournament.
Okay.
And when you talk about an atmosphere,
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah, so that was James Conrad. He looks like modern day Jesus Christ himself. And this is also
to make sadness.
one of our local magistrates is a big fan of this guy, by the way. You go into his office and there's discs on the wall. But ultimately, it's pretty cool. So yeah, this guy, it's 100 and something feet. I think he had to throw it in to win the competition, which is against Paul Macbeth, which is like at the time was like maybe the 4 or 5 time world champion. And I mean, we're talking thousands of people watching, and he brings it up and
Like sweat, like in the chains or whatever.
oh yeah,
Oh, man.
I mean, just throws it. We're talking. I mean, I don't think it had ESPN coverage, but I mean, it was covered by the network because there's a disc golf network
Good
that
crowd.
covers it. But I mean, it was
Good crowd.
a shot for the ages.
Do you are hole in ones or whatever?
Yeah, they call him an ace.
Okay.
And,
those exist though.
Yes, and I've been playing. Shout out to myself. I've been playing.
Hey, my man, that's right.
He's getting down with the show. Go ahead.
I've been playing since probably like 2015. I actually hit one at Darton State College in Albany, Georgia, 250 feet one time. Threw it in, and it was like a good feeling. I'm still trying to track one down. I can't get another
It was
one.
a good high.
And I lost that disc actually a couple years ago at the UGA golf course. They set up it, and I threw it in. It's in the pond. I know exactly where it's at. I would have
never thrown it again. I would have like framed it.
So is this like golfing where, you know, when I played golf, I spent more time looking for balls in the woods than I did on the course because my balls were hit into the woods, so I would go look for other balls because I was going to lose a bunch. Are these like found disc on the course or?
all these I've purchased except for
Ryan.
I guess
Ryan's.
Different Ryan.
I guess my question is,
And then there's I think one more.
is there discarded disc all over the disc course?
You
People
can.
just give up looking for
You
them.
will find them from time to time. I've lost a fair amount.
Well, I
out
guess
there.
the water obviously would be, water hazard would be where they're at.
Yeah, you're right. So like the one I lost, it was not retrievable unless I decided to get very wet, and so I chose not to do that. And but ultimately, yes, you can lose these discs. But you try to keep up with them. I mean, some of them run
expensive.
$20-$30.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. This can be.
And you got to have, what's a set of discs? How many?
You can get away with one.
Well,
But how
well,
many?
you can in golf too, but typically you have driver, 3-wood, and then your 3 through 9 irons.
It depends on how good you are. I mean, if you're good, like I mean, I'll tell you about my golf club set.
Yeah.
Actual ball golf. I'm not hitting all of them, so
Right.
it doesn't matter. But like for disc golf, I mean, if I were to go out and play a course, I would absolutely probably want to take a mid range of sorts,
Okay.
and I would probably use 2 putters.
Okay.
And that's just you have your method of doing things,
Right.
and one of them is I hold a putter in my left hand as well.
Okay.
But you're only making one putt. You're only putting once,
Yeah.
hopefully. And then, but yeah, I mean, there's drivers, mid ranges, there's fairway drivers, and those things, like I said earlier, will do different things. So if you're on a hole and it curves to the right,
Right.
I'm listening.
if it curves to the right, you have multiple options. So you can throw a forehand, and it's going to go. If you have an overstable disc, it's going to go to the right.
Okay.
It's just the way it's going to fly. If you want to throw a backhand, though, you need something that's going to turn over. So it depends on the disc that you need to do that.
I'm so impressed.
So basically, I'm gonna absolutely be terrible at this the first time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're gonna find out. A lot of people they laugh at me. I was at work a couple months ago, and the guys were talking junk about it, and they didn't appreciate it. So
Never do such
there's
a thing.
Those guys.
there's a field next to where I work, and I said, let's go out there.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Baxter Street, baby.
I took a disc out there and I launched it, and they're like, "Oh!" And I'm like, "All right, let's see it, boys." And guess what?
Yeah.
They ain't got it. They ain't got it.
A lot of slipping on bananas out there,
But-
I'm sure. 2-foot throws.
Not going there.
There's some very minor corrections that can be made to get you better in a short period of time.
I wasn't going there, but
Anyway,
go ahead. I was more
No,
of
that's
the
super
Mario
interesting.
Kart reference.
Thank you for sharing about that, because I had no idea. What I was going to say a few minutes ago is if you're around Wire Park, I have watched the putting course. It's very impressive. There's it's not like a miniature golf, but there are obstacles they throw around, and it's pretty cool to see what they do, because they are not just throwing straight into the chains. It's
I've gathered that
Yeah,
in this discussion.
It is similar to mini golf, but I will say like that's going out there is the winter time. You're
Right.
in the lull. It is as a summer sport. It's pretty serious. It's pretty cool. So and it's family friendly. So
I was gonna say. So me and my family went to Colorado last year, and we stayed on a ranch. Anyway, it had like one of these disc golf setup. Well, it wasn't a whole course. There were like a couple. I don't know, what do you call them? Cages? What do you call them? Hole baskets. Oh, so I was expecting some. Okay, they had a couple baskets set up, and my kids just had a ball out there, just throwing.
that's cool.
Throwing discs into the baskets.
Sure, there was some devil's lettuce on that ranch too.
Colorado.
Actually, shockingly not. Yeah, it was very
Straight laced.
Where we stayed was a very conservative area of Colorado.
Shout out.
Yeah.
The other thing
Shout him out.
Secret Beverage Tilley is known for is he's a certified, I guess that's the right word, drone pilot,
Yeah.
right? Certified?
yeah, it's licensed.
Because it's like a big, so I just had another
Oh, man.
Leo friend, Deputy Jeremy, just got his drone license.
He
And,
did.
So I was talking to him as he was going through it. I know you've done it a while back. I didn't realize it was as involved as it was. It's
Yeah.
basically a pilot's license without the plane, right?
So it's another thing that I do that's way more. I can go way more into depth and bore everyone. But yeah, to be a commercial drone pilot, which is a drone pilot that can make money or is paid to do what they do, which is when I fly generally I'm getting paid.
Better be.
So
Yeah,
you have
fair enough.
to be licensed to do that, and
Okay.
the FAA has a whole thing that they make you go through. It's a test, but you have to study for this test, and this test is not easy.
Right.
It's got questions on it that's not common knowledge, and excuse me, and so I went through that a couple years ago, but yeah, I'm glad Deputy Jeremy went through it. I talked to him for a second about it, and I know his
It was way more involved than I thought just talking to him.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. There's a lot of rules behind it, and it's all about safety ultimately because you're flying around
Because these are not drones that you see like weekenders out with that you can. I've seen a lot of them at the beach. People have them. They only go up a couple hundred feet.
You get them off Amazon.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is like this thing will go. How high?
Yeah, so I mean you're limited to technically 400 feet is how high you're supposed to go. So it doesn't sound that high, but when you get it up there, it's kind of high.
But if you're doing it for work, you can go higher than that, right? You can't.
No, because that's some of the safety stuff. So I mean, they want.
Are we sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I haven't.
Hey, don't admit to anything.
I'm not saying.
Deny.
Nor am I saying no. I mean, there's certainly like if you're around terrain, so like buildings, trees, and stuff like that, you can go a little bit higher. If you're around, it's nice to fly around like cell phone towers because cell phone towers, if you're within so many feet of them, you can actually go 400 feet above them, and they're pretty tall themselves sometimes. So yeah, so they offer some stuff, and the people that were flying and have an eye on it helps keep some of that the way we want it to be. So ultimately, they're there for safety. I mean, because you're flying around aircraft,
And the bigger deal here in Athens is with the airport being around a lot of our areas that you may be deployed in. You have to
there's
not hit a plane.
There's people on those planes, and the last thing we want to do is cause any issues for them. But yeah, being around the airport makes it very difficult. I sometimes wish I didn't fly around an airport because I'll hear a plane.
So are there any documented cases of drones hitting planes?
Absolutely.
What happens?
Planes, helicopters.
Does the plane win? Hopefully.
Yeah, the plane always wins.
Hopefully.
But I mean, there's definitely damage to them. You'd be surprised what a drone will do to a plane. It's traveling a couple hundred miles an hour, and it just hits this object in there that weighs 5 pounds, maybe.
All right, so here's my off-the-wall question that I've been thinking about. Probably because we're all demented and have things wrong with us from our.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I have something wrong with me from my past employment. Do you think that drones are used for the modern-day peeping toms?
I don't know.
Think about, and the only reason I'm saying.
What a question. That's
not
where I thought we were going with that.
So here's the reason I'm asking, because I've done work with Secret Beverage Tilley for.
Because he just bought a drone.
Yeah, I just got a camera on the drone.
No. Yes, you can fly it above the pool. No, you can't.
Fly it up to somebody's window.
No, my question is, and it's because I have done work with you on cases, and the power of the drone and the camera is super impressive. So I'm thinking everybody uses things for bad things eventually that is useful. So, back in the day, there was one case that sticks out with this, what you would think a sweaty guy who goes and looks in people's windows looks like, but he got caught with a handheld video camera. And so I was
like a camcorder?
Yeah, he had a camcorder, and he had production quality videos on there. He was sweaty when he got caught. Anything that you can
catching this guy actually.
So anything that you anything that you can imagine this guy looked like the stereotype, that's what he looked like. But he was taking videos of young co-eds through their blinds with a video camera. So I was thinking, because it's just the way things go, people use things for bad purposes, and these drones are super powerful, and you can't see them.
Yeah, I think it'd be tough though. Like to look through someone's window is very difficult. Now that I've tried it, but no, it would be difficult to do that, of course, from any height. Now, what you'd have to worry about is a drone flying directly outside of your window and then getting whatever it wants, footage-wise, and then even if you catch the drone, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you don't know who's flying it.
You have no idea who's flying it. Now.
Could be like a spy. Could be like a spy balloon.
Yeah, I worry about that not so much, but I always worry about our large events and what people could attach to a drone or spray from a drone.
To sidebar that, the big problem with the prisons now is drones dropping contraband in. It's like a huge deal, and they're getting these untraceable drones from China that have no GPS attached to them, and they're flying them in and dropping drugs, phones, which are very valuable in prison. They're dropping them in, and if the drones get, some of these prisons have confiscated dozens of drones, but there's nobody to attach them to.
Yeah, and that's some of the downside is there's rules rules for me, but not for thee, right? Or whatever, however you want to say that.
Yeah.
Rules for thee, but
they're-
not for me.
You know, we have to, you know, put a sticker on our drone saying this belongs
Right.
to Dustin or excuse me, Secret Beverage.
I mean, the same thing with like gun laws. There's all kind of gun laws for
Right, yeah.
law-abiding citizens, but if you want to go break the law, I mean,
Right.
what can anybody do?
And one of the newest things is if you buy a drone from a box store, it's going to have remote ID on it, which is FAA just came up with. It's basically a digital license plate, so
Right.
you'll actually be able to
And
track.
that's what these China drones don't have.
A lot of them do.
Well, I mean, the ones that are being used for contraband, they're
Yeah.
like specific market. They're making these.
Possibly, yeah. And so you can, and that's the thing. They're just robots. So
Right.
Secret Tilley wants to be hating on the Chinese without more facts.
I'm not going to fear monger, you know.
Well, you're on the wrong show.
Most of the drones
We
we
do
fly
have-
are Chinese built. So
We do have
I don't
two
wanna-
Chinese listeners, Ping and Pong, that do listen. So
Hey,
it's
cancel.
confirmed. It's confirmed.
Cancel.
We have two Chinese listeners.
Ping and Paul.
I don't know their names.
No black people in baseball.
Getting it ready.
And now we got a terrible name.
I'm sorry, John and Mark, the Chinese
You're
listeners.
going to be looking out the window later.
Yeah.
Yao
You're gonna hear that buzzing.
Yao and Ming. There we
There we
go.
go. Use a real Chinese name.
Ping and Paul.
Anyways,
Goodness
moving
gracious.
on. Our felonious listeners gonna like that.
You're untouchable.
Yeah. I'm not worried about you.
Yeah.
I really thought our drone conversation was going to be boring.
Yeah. Till King and Pong showed up.
So yeah, so
Tilly's just a Renaissance man.
He is. Jack of all trades.
I've always had
not a
a
master.
ton of respect. Oh, he's I guess the mini drone would be or could be used for
Yeah.
said sex crime.
Well, the mini drone has a lot less parameters
There you
on
go,
it, such as
see?
the remote ID and stuff. And that's what I was going to get at.
Yeah.
Is that what's crazy is people can we're pretty intuitive people and we can build stuff that's
Right.
you know the homemade is always what people use, right? They don't ever.
Yeah.
We talk about in our line of work like the ghost guns and stuff. You know,
Right.
you're not worried about guns with serial numbers on them as much. Well, we are, but you
Yeah.
know,
Right. Because if
it's
you
when
make
they're-
something without a serial number, you
it's untraceable.
higher
in a sense.
percentage chance that you may be using it for something else.
Yeah, so
Disappears.
Although you still have those people that do it just out of spite of the government.
PackMan over here is ready to go play. Look
He
at
is,
him,
man.
He's
He's
like,
ready.
If the sun was out right now,
I'm
boys."
excited. I really am excited.
Send
I want to
One thing back to that, they make glow discs.
Oh, for
so,
night.
So you can actually play at nighttime too.
That's
And you
pretty
can
cool.
light
That's
the baskets up and.
Yeah.
Oh, that's getting freaky
So,
now.
so you imagine if you're on that.
Yeah.
if you're
Roger
on that-
Rabbit is going to be chasing you
Yeah,
down
that's
and
right.
catching you.
Well, if you're on those natural substances and you're watching that thing glow
That's
through
right.
the sky, boy, it's like
What a time to be alive. That
Telling
must
you.
be.
That's correct.
circular beings start coming
Now
out.
I'm getting excited. So Sleazy, what we've determined is Sleazy's got to send the big drone back and get an old mini
No,
with the
I just,
goggles.
anyway.
Yeah, getting sweaty in here.
We did, all right, we've got some listener questions we're gonna get
Anyways,
for our
I'm
last-
waiting for the.
for our last
Anyways, yeah,
barely legal. We barely made
we
it.
made it. Made it
Nah,
further than
We're
I
gonna be getting
thought.
phone calls about this guy.
Yep. Yeah, have fun at work tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a mini drone operator.
So CNN did complain to me about complaining about his long questions in
Oh,
the past
my
couple
God.
weeks. So he sent in a very good question, very to the point.
Okay.
CNN back on point.
Okay. Let's see.
He wants to know if Secret Beverage Tilley's mustache had a theme song, what would it be? And I said, something like Top Gun-ish.
No,
Yeah.
No,
So,
oh no.
I got it.
Go
Go.
ahead.
I got it, and I'm giving him an extra tendon with it too. It's one of my favorite songs, "Pony" by Genuine.
Jump on it.
Yeah.
Jump on it.
If you
You know it, Pat.
Oh.
When that bass riff hits, you want to talk about some quivering going on. Why else would you have a mustache?
I don't know.
For the ride.
That's it.
Secret Beverage?
Free rides.
What do you think your theme song should be?
I mean, that would be my theme song for any occasion, probably.
See?
It's a good song. But no, I mean, when you first think about it, I do go back to Top Gun theme
Right.
songs are always nice and stuff like that.
And you were pre-Top Gun mustache, right?
It takes it back to
Like the new one.
Oh, I was gonna say there's no way.
Mather.
Yeah.
probably so.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you didn't jump on the bandwagon that all
No,
these.
no. But you
these
know,
wannabes
there is
did.
I watched something the other day talking about Days of Thunder in it. You know that movie?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm sure there's some songs in that movie that would be good for it. But,
Right.
Huge fan of the Intimidator over there.
You know,
It's gotta
I'll
be.
have to get back with CNN. I'll have to listen to a couple of these and pick
Okay.
them out.
It'd be
and,
some Freddie Mercury song.
Easy.
It could be something scary as well. Tomorrow I might not have this thing. I don't know.
He might have to go. He might have to go incognito
Yeah.
after this episode.
Well,
Won't even recognize me.
Pause.
Confident Kyle is back. He's been absent for a couple episodes.
Glad to have him back.
He's
Why,
back.
Kyle?
Yeah, we upgraded him to Confident
He's
Kyle.
still quiet, but
Yeah. He wants to know, is it wrong to listen to Christmas music outside of Christmas season?
So I just picked Millie up from dance tonight, and her request was Candy Cane Lane by Sia, good song, but a Christmas song. So we literally listened to a Christmas song tonight on the way home from dance class. So what a fitting
Interesting.
question. So in
I
Millie's
know why.
in Millie's mind, no, there is nothing wrong with listening to Christmas
She's
music.
see that
probably
in a child's
reminiscent.
mind,
She's
yeah.
reminiscent on absolutely killing it on the stage too, because I was there.
So
A dance stage.
Yeah.
I'm getting a look over here from Secret Beverage.
yeah, there's no
This
pole.
is a small adolescent
Yeah.
paquette.
So
That is a fantastically talented. Here we go.
secret.
Talking about stages.
Yes.
Secret
and
Beverage
get
Tilley, what
another
you got?
beverage.
Yeah, I say absolutely not. You cannot listen to Christmas music outside of Christmas time. And I'm a bah humbug if there ever was one. So
Oh, the Christmas guy.
So I'm going to double down. Yes, it is wrong to listen to Christmas music outside of Christmas or after Christmas. It is
Got
also
some
wrong.
hands going on here.
It is also wrong to listen to Christmas music before Thanksgiving. It's a specific, not the Pacific, specific season to listen
Oh,
to
here we
Christmas
go.
music. And that's the weekend after Thanksgiving, not even Thanksgiving Day, the weekend after Thanksgiving until
So Black
New
Friday
Year's.
or can you?
Yes, Black Friday,
Black Friday to
New Year's.
no, not New Year. See, I'm talking out of both
New
sides of
Year's
my
Eve,
mouth right
man.
now because I just said I listened to
Candy
Christmas
Cane
music.
Lane.
Yep,
Right.
Christmas music today. However, Christmas decorations, so my birthday is 2 days after Christmas. Christmas stuff comes down
Okay.
Oh, we almost
before
got
or
Christmas.
on, yeah, my birthday,
Okay. 27.
December 27th. So that's my.
Quick with it.
That's my, yeah, he knows.
He knows about the poison.
He knows Daddy's birthday.
Oh, God. Anyway.
But,
A lot of poison floating
and
around.
the poisons. So, I don't know. I know I'm talking out of both sides of my
You are.
mouth saying that I listen to Christmas music today,
Yeah.
but it was also not. My choice.
I will have Barry's back. There's a lot of music I listen to at the request of the deputies
Yeah.
Correct.
that I vehemently despise, or it's just not the appropriate time.
Okay.
But because we love our kids, you
That's
know.
it.
we
It's
make
going.
that
It's going on. No doubt. Yeah, Pops Turner killed that. I'm probably more with Secret Beverage because he'd be playing it from like June all the way through.
Yeah.
yeah, my stepdad was a big
Oh yeah.
Christmas music fan. So
Which
Yeah, I'm a fan of a lot of, like I said, there's a time and a place. Anyway,
yeah,
I-
I've always heard January 12th is when you take your stuff down.
January.
Why?
That's,
Why?
I don't know.
That's basically summertime.
So, yeah.
is that one
Not
of the-
with as long as that month lasts.
Yeah, it's bad luck after the New Year's. What I've always heard, like if you have your Christmas tree up after New Year's, it's
Is he
bad luck.
talking about you
I'm all
specifically?
for it. I got no problem
Yeah,
taking it down
yeah.
the afternoon of.
Yeah, right,
My significant other might not think that's acceptable.
does
I
she
know
know?
it's not acceptable.
Yeah, shout out to her looking out for us at the
The trainer, the athletic
Yep,
trainer.
the trainer.
looking out for us
and,
at the marathon. I
This is
saw
Secret
her out
Beverage?
there at the medic.
I didn't see her.
tent.
and congratulations.
Yes, congratulations on
Recently
it.
engaged
Oh, I thought he was
to the
pregnant.
trainer. I don't know how you pulled that off, but you did.
Thanksgiving,
She's
that
she-
time got it done.
She's a beautiful soul. Was your Christmas thing up? Sorry. Were your Sorry, bad choice of words. Were your Christmas decorations up for the proposal?
No, we were not at
Okay.
the house. It went up afterwards, but yeah. So
Yeah. Congratulations.
But it is always up in the
Hey,
Sheriff is lost.
unless it's not. And then,
Yeah.
so,
All right.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to reveal this, but this is to one of your office mates.
It went up afterwards,
It was,
is why I'm losing it.
It was in the midst of
Shout out.
finishing up his house. So
Okay.
Ace.
I got a lot to say about old Bob Vila.
Oh, okay.
This is the place to say it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything. We air it all out here.
Yeah.
Full transparency.
So he wanted to know what your go-to secret beverage was, and you know, it's not the one you're having tonight, but what is a go-to secret beverage?
That's a good
He
question.
knows what the go-to is. He's
That's-
just trying to create content here. I can appreciate it though. You know, we were in Columbus not too long ago, and we had quite a few of Creature Comforts Tropicalias.
Okay.
Yeah, those are good.
Shout
He
out
told me
Scott
how
Bobby time.
he told me how
Right,
trash they
got
were.
it. Oh,
He told me
really?
how trash they
But
were.
you
And
had a bunch of them?
and he continued drinking
Ah,
up
just had
for
more
the
and more.
rest of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's like the sheriff. He's not much of an IPA fan. I don't think. He's this beer would probably do him just fine.
I was going to say, he reminds me of like a Blue Mountains kind of guy.
Yeah,
Like
he-
when the mountains turn blue, he's ready to.
Oh, he wants that
The
frat
other-
water.
The other
Yep.
thing we
Yep.
partook in, he wants bush corns.
He is a
You know the corn
The what?
cans.
the corn. I don't know.
Oh,
if
I
they're
got
the
you,
corn
got you.
cans.
They
well,
have
they're
corn
very
cobs
special.
on them.
Well, I mean, I think
Does he call them bush lattes?
they are bush lattes, but
Ah,
they
I
have
can
the,
see him.
the corn theme is what we were drinking
Okay.
that week. Yeah, he really
Yeah, I
he
can
really
see
does
that.
Yeah,
like
that
those.
seems a little more like a
Yeah,
yellow water
I
guy.
found out last night that he has supposedly had this Instagram account of him building his house
He has.
over.
The last time he was on,
him and his
I
significant
started
other.
following it.
I didn't know it existed until last night, and it popped up on my suggested to you, and I went,
That's a poor workmate.
"Let me send this guy a message." Well, I think
Wait,
it's
hang
because
on. What is it? I don't know it.
it's
I don't want to blow him up.
Yeah,
It's a private account.
Let's get.
so.
Oh, is it? I was going to say, let's get this man some followers.
You don't want to blow them up.
I'll get it.
Yeah,
Alright,
all 12 people. He's sending it to them.
Hey, when the Did You Hear Me
Yeah,
mob comes
The
after you.
millions and
Yeah.
millions.
Yeah, I told him last night. I said, I can't believe I'm just now seeing this, and
Yeah.
he was like, "I told you about it." I'm like, "I'm so sorry, but please, allow my request." And I think his significant other's running the account, and she went in and did that. And they've been that's quite. Y'all talk about it a lot on the podcast,
It's
but
an accomplishment.
that is, my dad built my childhood home back in the early '90s, and or I guess mid '90s, and
Got it.
I didn't think it was, I thought it was cool. All right, you build the house, but like,
Right.
no, this is legit.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's also giving out rides on the mustache.
I think he's almost full beard right now.
Yeah.
He
He's-
actually comes back to work tomorrow.
All right.
And I'm
Welcome
actually
back, Ace.
I'm glad he's coming back, and I'm hoping he keeps that on his face so that I can see it, because
Hopefully he can get the tight pants on.
Yeah, the baby weight is real.
I think he's got
Oh, it is.
a new guy with him, so he might as well just put on his normal.
Gotta be
Normal
in the
get-up.
sedan.
Well, we got a question in from Big Brain. Did you know?
I did not.
All right.
Yeah, I might, Big Brain might not even be there when I get home.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're 18 for 18 on tongue lashings.
Mm.
Well, you're here. That's all that matters.
I'm here.
She wanted to know if we all were having a fight in Jello. Who would win?
Wait a minute.
That's like a go-to drunk line.
Yeah.
Next. She must have
Wait a
been
minute.
intoxicated.
No,
when-
Did she ask this during wine weekend?
Yeah,
Because
can
I'm
you,
pretty sure that we had this conversation
this is
Saturday.
This is a
she said it
conversation.
Saturday.
Did she send it Saturday?
did?
Yeah. This was a conversation we had during wine week, and
Does
so
it-
she was for sure
Yeah.
drunk when
Is
she
her
sent
breath,
this.
has it got her breath alcohol content on there?
It doesn't.
Well, it would be high. It would be above the legal limit.
I would say somebody else would win because I wouldn't get in a Jello pit.
If she's
So wait, between who? Between us?
All of us.
well, I think Secret Beverage Tilley's going to win just from an intellectual standpoint. Or he's going to send in a drone strike on it. I'm not fighting any man in Jello.
No.
I will participate in watching tenderonis fight in Jello.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
that's
gonna
it.
Jello, but I would win.
Hey,
Just putting that out there, I'd win.
shout out to you again.
Yeah.
It's a great scene in old school.
Yep.
You're my boy Blue, but Yeah, unless you're a female, which can be confusing in these days. But unless you're a tenderoni or like 100 years old, I don't think that's gonna work.
All right.
Well,
Well,
yeah, that's a
thank
drunk
you.
question she's
Thank you,
been
Big
asking
Brain.
for years.
Maybe listen to an episode. All right.
Drink a few waters before you send in the question.
I'll get his name right this week. Booty Meat.
All right.
Big Booty
Big
James.
Booty James.
He had an interesting question.
Uh-oh.
It's
Okay.
kind of involved. I might think about it for a second, but it's a good one. If you could time travel to any era in professional sports, how far back would you have to go to be competitive, and in which sport?
Good one.
He said for him,
Okay,
good.
I like, yeah.
he
that's
said
a
it
good
would be from the beginning to about the 80s in basketball and football. He's leaving no ankle unbroken.
Can we make this like an unwritten rule that the listeners can start answering their own questions?
Yeah.
Give us a little food for fodder.
Of course they can. They can do anything they want.
Yeah.
We love our listeners.
Shout out to Big Booty James for.
I think I could play baseball in the early 1900s. Those guys don't look too athletic. I think I could hang with them. Now, even Babe Ruth, I think I can hang with it.
See, mine is, it's going to have to be basketball from
Oh, here we go.
Back with the peach basket.
Yeah, here we go.
back when we weren't allowed to play basketball. That's where I'm going. But hopefully I'll survive to make it out the arena.
Yeah, the Jackie Robinson of basketball over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Surely
That's my
there's
answer.
why is that not common knowledge?
What do you mean?
Did someone break the color barrier in basketball? We need to, stat guy needs to
Somebody
get
had
on
to
there.
have, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. We don't know who the Jackie Robinson
Jackie
is.
Robinson.
That
Yeah.
should be something, that should be celebrated within society.
Was
is all I'm saying.
basketball a whites only sport?
I
think
can
everything
imagine
was
all of
Yeah,
them.
at some
At
point.
some
Did it
point.
exist? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know,
I always
right.
thought basketball was a sport that was primarily created by black people, but
No,
I might
James
be
Naismith
wrong.
created it. It's created in Springfield, Massachusetts by a white guy. And it was peach
That
basket.
guy.
There we go.
No, it was a
That's what-
Caucasian
I know.
sport.
Now
I'm-
here's the deal: is that history or is that what actually happened?
Oh,
Oh,
Is that what they want us to know?
Wikipedia. Ooh, now
good
we're getting
question.
now we're getting it.
yeah.
I'm from Massachusetts. But that's what I was told.
That's fair though. What would you be good at?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's
Am I playing?
Secret Beverage is living his right now.
He's
Yeah,
ready to go.
I would like to think I was competitive at this sport, but my
You are?
stats on the internet would say otherwise. However, I've always enjoyed playing badminton, and I think
Ooh.
if you took it back in the day, your boy has a chance.
Okay, like how far back in the day? Like
It
1600s?
would have to be. It would have to be.
Yeah.
Surviving the bubonic
I
plague?
mean, I bet even.
Getting out there?
I bet even like. I don't know. I bet about 100 years ago, I had a
Okay.
chance.
I don't know, man. A lot of those rich people play,
But
right?
that was going to be some of my questions. Is I wonder what the origins of badminton was, and
I've seen pictures of people in like white shorts and stuff. That
I just
screams
I just always felt like I was good at it.
Affluent.
affluent. White shorts.
Back and be a trailblazer in that game too.
Still, to this day.
Have you seen the videos of the badminton guys? They're
Yeah,
like legit.
tennis.
Like the ping pong, the badminton guys.
Oh,
They're crazy.
here comes ping pong back.
I don't want to bring the Chinese up again. But I mean, I bet those dudes they can sling it.
Yeah. Well,
Y'all had to see some of the viral clips of ping pong, like table tennis.
Yes.
Like those are crazy.
No, that is a.
So there's got the badminton's the same thing.
that is an ethnicity that is conducive to that sport. Yes.
Forrest Gump played. Like it's not.
He didn't play on that level. They got like 6 and 7-year-old kids that
It's true.
would be.
I watched one the
Very
other day.
tough.
He was an American guy, and it was on. You watch John Boy?
No.
John Boy Media.
John Boy Media.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to
Yeah,
watch.
I like John Boy.
He had a guy on there, and dude was doing trick shots without meaning to do trick shots, and it was ping pong, not
Yeah.
badminton, but ping pong. Yeah, some good guys
Yeah,
out there.
oh, yeah.
I know I'm not good at that. So my buddy Josh from Milwaukee,
Right.
shout out, smoked me in ping. He used to have a ping pong table, I think, in
Yeah.
his dad's basement, if I remember correctly, back in the day. And
Yeah.
Was he of Far
He-
Eastern descent?
no white guy,
Uh,
but
Yeah, it's a skill. Man, anyways.
yeah, smoked me. So that's not going to be a ping pong badminton. But no,
Badminton.
when they were shooting basketballs underhand.
So you're saying you would come in and just revolutionize
Yep,
the sport
that's
because they
it.
wouldn't know what you were doing.
That's
a good
it.
point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'll give you one.
All right.
I will give you college football
Okay.
at or near its inception, because at 6'2", 260 pounds ish,
Beefy.
I would be the largest man at
true.
any position.
But
that's why I'm asking you: are we?
just to be the contrarian, our favorite
Come
bird.
on. You didn't argue with anybody else's sport, but come on.
That's fair. My only thing was I've watched not a lot. I've watched one documentary, so I was lying. One documentary on early football. People were dying.
Yeah.
Because it was so, violent. So I just want to put that out
With
there.
a leather helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to put that out there for you.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the average person
Okay,
is
so you-
5'8",
Right.
160, which was probably, give or take, if you've ever been to Fenway Park and sit in one of the seats, you'll figure out, even if you're not an
Fair
ogre
enough.
like me, you're going to be,
Fair enough.
like your size person would be huge, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So I would hope that the
It's hard to
fatality,
believe that
the fatality would hopefully be on the other
somebody
end.
be called a big guy.
Yeah.
You would back in
Yeah.
I see your point.
1854, you'd be huge with your
Oh.
leather helmet on.
I was just worried about you when we get this time travel going. I didn't want you to go back and get hurt.
The
That's all
low
it
hanging,
was.
we've covered this in another episode, but the low hanging fruit would be the steroid era of baseball, because I think that will be,
Right.
even if baseball is played for another 200 years, I think that's going to be the best, or when it was most popular, I should say.
Right. Okay. Well, we have a first time question
Yes.
sender, and I think she is a sleeper cell sent to destroy our show.
Oh.
There's a few of
I'm
them.
I'm just
intrigued.
kidding. It's a good question
I'm
because
intrigued.
I'm a fan of conspiracy theories.
Okay.
As in-
As is
But
the
it's a
sheriff.
controversial
Yep.
question. I'll go ahead and put that out there for listeners. You can go ahead and pause it for the kids. I'm just kidding. The cruise missile.
Oh, okay.
The cruise missile.
And then, first of all, she wants to know who will win the Super Bowl. So we've got Taylor Swift against the world.
She also wants to hack into the show for a live feed. Maybe she can fly a drone outside. the boom
Several
room.
people want a live feed of this show because they want to interact. And if y'all have been following from episode 1, I don't know what I'm doing, so I have no idea how to do that.
And so I think we got somebody right here with us right now that could assist us.
I think we can make it happen with a look into it. I know.
Okay.
I know YouTube requires certain things before
Breaking
you can go
news.
live.
But-
I take.
we might be able to go live a different way.
Mm.
But we'll have that conversation afterwards.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So, first of all, any picks on the Super Bowl? Because that's part of her question. And thank you for sending the question there, Cruise Missile.
Yes, thank you.
I have to say, I think the favorites are the 49ers, right? So, I mean,
By a point and a half.
Yeah.
I'm going with them.
That's barely even.
I'm going with the quarterback.
I'll
Unfortunately,
give
I'm
y'all-
going with Mahomes.
Can I give it to y'all?
Give it to us.
1.5 point favorite for the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
The total number of points, so the over and under would be 47.5. And then the only way you're making money is betting on the Chiefs.
Right.
Oh, another secret beverage floating around here.
Yeah.
And then again, the money line would be you're picking just
Last
who's
one.
winning.
So what's your pick?
Last one.
The Chiefs won it without a defense that was anywhere near this good. So I'm the old man. Defense wins
I'm
championships.
going. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm going Chiefs, and a lot of that is just I watched the 49ers these past 2 playoff games, and they were less than impressive to me. So
Late
And
bloomers.
I don't know. Brock Purdy's got to prove himself before that's the
Yeah.
49ers quarterback before I
Kermit
trust him.
is proven.
He's proven. He
Right.
got a lot of flack with his shirt off after the last win.
I'm down
Dad
for
bod,
it.
and I was offended.
you know what? I love it. Tom
Yeah.
Brady had a dad bod. Some people may
Tom
say.
Brady is jacked now, though. I don't know if
Yeah,
I've
but
seen him.
He's divorced.
What do you
Beautiful
say?
young
Yeah,
man.
that revenge bod. He's got the revenge
He's
bod.
on the
right
old.
now.
He's going down the same lane as Louis, trying to
Yeah.
look good naked.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Shout out.
Why'd y'all have to do me like that?
That's right. He did. There was a photo posted of him, and he has a dad bod, and
It's not like he's it's not like cottage cheese pouring out everywhere. The guy's got a little pouch above his belly.
Yeah, I think there are unrealistic standards.
Yeah.
I mean, you think
for us men out there, us men,
Oh,
we always get judged our
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I see them undressing me with their eyes all the time.
I know you do.
Is that what women still want? You know, I mean, I know a couple years ago the dad bod was definitely in. Is it still a thing?
Nobody wants this one.
Yeah, Pack's out here just sniffing around, just seeing if he's still got game. Very faithful man, but just seeing if he's got it.
What's the other part of this question?
So the other part of the question, and I'll have to explain the conspiracy theory. So the cruise missile wanted to know if the Super Bowl is rigged, which we've already had that conversation. We don't need to rehash it about there being a script. But is it rigged to support the election? So the conspiracy theory, I'll let y'all comment. The conspiracy theory, hold on, let me get it out.
No.
Let me get it out.
No.
The conspiracy theory is that Taylor Swift is a huge Biden supporter. And
factual.
when she got on the Chiefs bandwagon with this fake dating relationship with Kelsey, that I'll stand by.
No, you gotta let that go, buddy.
Anyways, when she got in a relationship with Kelsey, the NFL obviously wanted to capitalize on it, and that's why the Chiefs have made it this far.
The conspiracy theory changed.
And the conspiracy theory for the election is that they're going to win, which gives Taylor Swift more airtime, more fans.
Absolutely could happen.
Which is in time. This is election season for coming up to help Biden get over the line so he can die in office.
How deep? So the Grammys were last night.
Correct.
She won a Grammy. Well, she won a few Grammys, I think. She announced a new album. I think
she was getting turned up too.
Yep, I'll be streaming the new album when it comes. But I think there's plenty of opportunity. I don't think Taylor Swift needed the NFL to rig an election if that were a thing. If that were a conspiracy, I think she was plenty.
Yeah.
I think if anything, the NFL is benefiting from Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelce is benefiting from Taylor Swift than the other way around. Taylor Swift needing somebody to win the Super Bowl to swing the election or anything like that. I think she could, if she wanted to swing the election one way, she had the platform to do that before Travis Kelce.
Good point.
Okay, but the majority, I'll say this. I'm down to be conspiratorial with or without the cruise missile. I've been conspiratorial and very consistent this whole time on Did You Hear Me?
All 18 episodes
That's
currently
correct.
legal.
The legals, baby. We can buy some tobacco. We've had so many.
Not anymore.
Oh,
That's 21. Yep, three
must
more
be,
episodes.
Golly, that must have been
It's a new age.
Yep.
must have been feeling blue, whoever passed that. But anyway, what a world.
Yeah.
Can't even buy wacky tobacco. Most of the people that follow her can't vote. That's what I'm putting down there.
A lot of them, but there's a lot of people that can. Anyways,
Okay, what is her?
I mean, Taylor Swift's been around since what, like 2000?
Okay, she started as country.
Yeah,
correct.
Well, she started as this
Romeo and
chick.
Juliet.
Immediately throw her in the trash.
That's the first one. That's one I know.
Teardrops on my guitar.
Yeah, with Tim McGraw.
She started as this chick that was writing songs for other people, right? Not putting her name on them because I don't remember why, but you know that's
good
what she started
songwriter.
writing. She was a good songwriter.
Yeah, I'm not doing
And so she comes through and she, you know, here we are, almost 20 years later, which is crazy to say.
Right, that's a long time.
Maybe 15. 15 years later, I have a hard time believing that what she's doing is a political move. But also, I like to think that I one day would love to live in a society where we don't work in just a two-party. This matters every 8-year system. Like I think that's
the Secret Beverage.
I think it's ridiculous, but ultimately, are we really? Is it really so simple now that we're at football games and pop singers?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think we all can agree.
I mean, we could be that simple.
The NFL has benefited from. They have tried to capitalize on Taylor Swift,
as they should have. I mean,
and
I would.
How scary is it if our nation depends on a pop singer's choice on a presidential
really scary
candidate? We're doomed anyway.
Would you be referring to the fact that we would be a banana republic?
Yeah.
Which was a hell of a shirt back in the day. You don't remember banana republic? That used to be the
I do.
I mean, it still exists. What do you mean?
Used to be the
Doesn't
shiz, if you
So-
will.
To put a cap on this question, I don't think it has anything to do with the election because I don't think Taylor Swift needs this platform to change anybody's view. And actually, I think it's doing the opposite effect because so many people that are in my world and my age are sick of it. Me personally, I'm sick of Taylor Swift
Correct.
being involved with football, like the cuts to her every time, Travis Kelce drinks a water or a Gatorade on the sideline, and they cut to her. I'm sick of it. So I don't want
Okay,
anything to do with her, but you know what?
I'm going to double down on the
The
missile, and
little
I'm going to ask,
Sleezy's, Raytron, and Ball era.
Yeah.
Pump for the new album.
but
so
they can't vote. So there you go, my point exactly.
I wasn't saying they
Well,
couldn't. I
maybe
just
they
said they're
can.
excited.
Maybe they can
Well-
vote. They can mail it in.
Oh.
Let me double down on that and say, hold on, I want to double down on the cruise missile and say, is that the great replacement theory? Because obviously that's discussed with the this country's borders. I'm more talking about, is the NFL replacing the folks on Did You Hear Me with a younger female viewership? Is that making sense, Steve?
I think they're just trying to get any viewers they can
Okay.
because it's all dollars. They can get.
Oh, the
If
almighty
they see an
dollar.
opportunity with this new fan base that wasn't paying attention before, that bought the Kelce jerseys for the Eagles or Swift jerseys from the Eagles because it has Swift on the back of it. His jersey sales went through the roof. DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes, because they bought
Well,
jerseys.
Jason, the older brother's jersey sales went to anybody involved
Associated.
with
So-
Kelce or Swift
My point
has
is,
seen a pop.
the NFL sees an opportunity to get new female fans, which is like the great white whale.
Yes, the demographic that.
No pun intended to weight size or anything.
Ah.
But the great white
I
whale
think a herring is the word you're looking for.
that they can get into it. So, yeah, whatever. They see the opportunity to find it. And that they are trying to seize this opportunity any way they can because they already have the male demographic. That's
They
already.
do.
They have proven they can offend the male demographic.
Yes.
They can do all kinds of stuff. They eventually will come back.
Yep.
Majority of them will. And this female fan base, they're trying to capitalize.
Yeah, I'm not chiming in on opinions or anything. You're saying there was some hot button stuff that they were doing. I'm just giving examples. Don't shoot the messenger.
offended some people.
Kneeling for the anthem.
That offended some people.
The writing on the field, et cetera, et cetera. Which this writing on the field is, at some places, is still there. It's
Correct.
supremely watered down. But yeah, I agree with you. The adult male is going to watch,
Correct.
especially the adult Caucasian male is going to slurp down a few secret beverages. So now they're trying to get somebody else involved. Because
Secret beverage.
I'm saying the NFL is an excuse to drink, even if you don't watch the
Or
NFL.
bet.
You don't need an
Or
excuse
bet.
to drink. You can do that.
Why? You
There's
understand?
nothing on the damn
can
TV.
do
So,
that.
but my question
Touche.
is,
All right.
my question is, how long do they last?
They're
What?
getting
Has this
married.
question been asked? Are they going to get married,
Oh,
or is
the
there a time on it?
When they
There's a
when
new
the
script.
Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Question. When's the election? I don't even.
November
November.
First Tuesday in November.
Yeah, that's right.
Man, we got
So,
a great white whale over there that knows it.
So
All right.
the truth will be in the pudding.
Yeah.
Are they still together come January next year?
Oh.
There is a script floating around social media that says the Chiefs are going to win 27-14
Correct.
over the 49ers being 14. And
So
he
is that
proposes on
a
the 50.
13-point
That would be a 13.
Win.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some 13.
Taylor's number. Oh,
Why the
yeah.
hell would you listen to social media on anything serious? I think that's the overlying theme.
I have heard that script being released that he will kneel down on the 50-yard line after the win with her
After their
celebration
13-point win.
and propose.
Yeah, I mean, how many
Because why
celebrities
wouldn't you?
get married and stay married?
Hey, that's the
I'm
question.
calling
Is it true
I'm
love?
calling it January 2025. They're no more.
You heard it here
I'm calling
first.
You
That's
heard
it.
here
Secret
first.
Heard it on
All
Did You
over the
Hear Me?
record.
Oh,
I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
we got an old naysayer right here.
To put the cap on the Super Bowl, there's some really cool bets out there. There's a bet on the number of planes they're going to fly over. Every
Okay.
year recently, there's a over/under on the national anthem time
Mm-hmm.
that you can bet on.
Yeah.
Wow, they needed, once Chris Stapleton killed it, they needed to just,
I'm saying you can bet on that,
this shouldn't even be an anthem.
and you can
Just
bet,
play his every year.
and because bringing it back to Taylor Swift. We always connect everything. She has a concert somewhere, and apparently there's
Tokyo.
I should just let the Swiftie talk.
Make it back just
Are you
in
really a
time.
Swiftie?
Yeah.
Or is
There's-
this
it
for
has
the
to go-
benefit of Millie?
Me?
Oh, he's
Well,
a Swiftie.
Yeah, I'm a Swiftie.
But Taylor has to
Okay,
make every leg has to go perfect, right, for her to make it back.
I think she'll have a
No,
couple hours.
she will get
She's not
there
gonna
the
be able
day
to sleep.
before.
She's not gonna
I thought it was
sleep
closer
much.
than that.
It's a couple hours, isn't it?
It's a 13-hour flight that would put her in Vegas the night before. Because
I
of
thought it
how
was
far
closer. It
Japan's
doesn't
ahead.
matter.
It's not what the ex
Yeah.
was saying.
There,
Yeah,
Well, see, social media can't even get that right.
anyways, there's a bet. There's a bet on if she makes it to what time she gets to the game. Is it for pre-game festivities, like walking in, or is she just getting there first half, second half, or no show? You can bet on that. What
Are
a world
these
we
like
live in.
Yeah, I
bets?
know.
It's a wild
Are these
world.
bets
Yeah.
that you? Well, obviously
Yes,
you can't do any of it in Georgia.
You can
but
go to Vegas and place these bets,
Yep.
or you can get on an offshore seas account
That's what I was going to ask you.
and move
here
some
we
funds
go.
around.
Yeah. The felonious listener.
Yeah, so
How do you know that, sir?
yeah, I heard from a
Can you
friend.
fly a drone across state lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, drop your bet. Drop your bet.
Put your phone on the drone and fly across.
There is some interesting videos online of people, a consistent, I wouldn't say a large mass of people, but a consistent group of cars being pulled over on the same off-ramp throughout the day because that is the state line.
Where? What state's the closest one we can?
I'm trying to think of, it's not Georgia, it's not a Georgia neighboring state, it was like Missouri or something.
So you can bet I know you can bet at the casinos in North Carolina, sports bet. I'm not sure if it's statewide, and the referendum's going to be coming up for Georgia.
Yeah.
They voted to put it on the ballot for state gambling.
I mean, I don't have any faith in it.
That's going to pass?
I don't think it will.
It will.
I think that
It will.
I think that the
100% will.
politicians didn't want, they wanted to
Bingo.
pass, but they don't want to, because we live in Georgia and we still have a lot of the Bible Belt, I think they didn't want to put their name on it. So they're going to put it on the people and say, hey, we gave them a choice, which I do appreciate. At least they're giving us a choice.
They're giving you a choice. The money's going to, same as the lottery, the money would be going to
Corruption.
education.
Go
So
ahead.
all the,
None to education is
it's
corruption.
going to Brett Favre, is that what? Allegedly, allegedly.
If you look at the Georgia lottery and where the money has gone over the years, it has decreasingly
Okay. But they're
not
all,
gone. But anyways, yes, you're correct. On
This
paper, it's going to a good
they're going to
good cause.
explain it away.
It's going to a good
Same
cause
way
on paper.
marijuana will eventually be legalized.
Correct.
And this is why I agree with the secret beverage that the two-party system is a joke because nobody can, they're just towing the party line instead of telling you what they truly believe
That's true.
most of the time.
Well,
Unless the
It's time
YMCA
to-
comes on, buddy.
it's time to cue the music.
Oh, 12 goodbyes.
Not the YMCA
Here we
music.
go.
Another one.
Secret Beverage Tilley. It's been good, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You actually educated us on a couple subjects.
It's got a lot more to talk about, but the time is not our friend, so.
It's not our friend, but you know what? They hadn't shut us down yet,
Yeah,
so
that's
we'll have
right.
you back at some point.
Absolutely,
And
come on.
we're going to get this disc golf trial, or however we want to call it.
Oh, I'm
Exhibition.
Out there.
This
I'm
exhibition.
excited for that.
Maybe we'll have to pull a Bill O'Reilly and just, F it, we'll do it live.
Hey, if we
When
can
it
figure
comes
it
to the
out.
show.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on. Safe ride back on that contraption you're on.
Secret, that secret vehicle.
And everybody, get yourself a secret beverage. As Secret Beverage Tilley said, it just has to have water in it at some point.
That's
No
it.
excuse.
Yeah.
No need to excuse your secret beverages.
Nope. But
Don't even have to watch the NFL.
No. I'll just stare at a blank TV and think of Secret Beverage Tilley.
there you go. But we appreciate it. Episode 18 in the books, and we'll
Barely legal.
we'll keep moving forward, hopefully. So,
Anyway,
anyway,
it's debatable.
Big brain, quit drinking so much that you're wanting burly men to wrestle.
or drink more. And
Does she listen? Is she a listener? Even?
She advised Doc Lolliday that I made, because her and Doc Lolliday were
They
they were besties for the resty when they were well lubricated,
that they were.
and I'm down for the medical field getting together.
there you go.
But they were
I'd
talking
watch.
about I made her. Yeah, they can wrestle in Jello.
All right.
Yeah, oh,
Anyway,
Went about
they were
30 seconds too long.
She said they both agreed that we may make them watch the episodes.
Okay. All right. Thank everybody.
Not anything
We're out of
else.
here. It's over. All right. Bye.